Good piece of play by Stanley Fernandez and Akiraj Martins. Moving to the left, moving to the right, trying to open up some space for themselves. Looks like it's another player down. This time it's Sanvil De Costa for Vasco, as we see still no shots on target for either side. Another substitution for Vasco Sports Club. Justin Cardoz, the number 11, makes his way onto the pitch, and it's not looking good for Sanvil De Costa. Hopefully he'll be all right and he'll be able to play the next game. Girish plays the ball towards the penalty spot, and there's a header, but it's well kept by Barreto. Joel Colasso leaping up, not really being marked, and he had an empty header, but it was a bit too far out, and that's not going to trouble a keeper of Luis Barreto's stature. Vegas now plays it inside, but Stanley regains possession for his team. Stanley on the right now. Doesn't really have too many people to pass to up front, but he gets some space for himself. And Dattaraj plays the ball and eventually is fouled and brought down. And that's the first yellow card of the game for a Vasco player. Captain Francisco Fernandez goes into the book of referee Deep Govikar. Sporting Club de Goa looked to be lining up their first substitution of the afternoon. See the ball from Stanley towards Dattaraj, and yes, he was trampled on by Francisco. That's the end of the game for Rio Peter Fernandez, and he's being replaced by Myron Fernandez. Every time the Sporting players have had a chance to attack the ball, they've not really gone 100% for it, except for the last occasion from Joel Colasso. But this time they'll be looking to pounce on it. The ball is played in by Girish Nayak. It's a very good ball, and there's a chance here, and it is the first goal. No, it isn't. I'm not sure if it's a foul or offside called by the ref, but it is not our first goal of the afternoon. A couple of Vasco players down, and we'll have to see what happened. Girish played the ball in. Eventually Kuldeep headed it, and looks like Kuldeep was caught, as was Vegas. But the referee spotted something and called for a foul. So it's still goalless here. We've crossed the hour mark at the Dulere Stadium, and it looks like it was a high boot from Clive Miranda as Kuldeep went to head the ball away, and that's why it's a good spot from the referee. But now Akiraj Martins on the ball for the Orange Flames. Allen now on the ball, and there's a Wily challenge there from Karan Shirodkar. Eventually wins the ball. Kevin Lobo makes some space for himself. Takes it towards Francisco. Francisco leaves it for his teammate. For Amit Das played it backwards, but there's another stoppage. This time it's Rohit Torar. And he seems to be challenged once again. It was probably that challenge from Karan Shirodkar. As we see the crowd waiting anxiously for the first goal of the game. We've already had one goalless draw in the Selval Goa Pro League. And the crowd find somewhere or the other to seat themselves. Whether it's behind the goal, whether it's in the stands, whether it's on the wall itself. But everybody wants to catch a glimpse of the football. Rohit seems to be okay, as he's seen to by the physio. There will be a drop ball for us to resume play. And Luis Xavier Barreto gets us underway. Plays a long ball in, but it's cleared away by the orange defense. Good piece of play there by the substitute. Justin Cardoz tries to get fed in again, but it's tidied up by Dattaraj. Colasso plays it to Miranda. Good piece of skill there by Brandon. He plays it long, but it's cleared away. Dattaraj now playing it towards Stanley. Stanley looks for Myron on the right, but isn't able to find him. There's a chance now for Assumption Soares to come and make his mark on the game. He replaces the number 16, Alan Pexoto. Kuldeep clears it away again, but it's fallen to Rohit. It's a ball into the box, and it looks like Akiraj may have handled it, but eventually the referee says no, it went off his chest, and that could have been a chance if it had fallen to his feet, but it didn't. Assumption now. Can we see a long throw from him? It is a long throw, but headed away by Kuldeep Kumar yet again. Quick throw taken by Assumption this time round. Stanley, will he put a ball into the box? He finds Rohit. Rohit, can he take a shot on? Rohit takes a shot, but it's gone towards the right hand side. And Marian tries to keep it in, but he can't. Eventually it's a Vasco throw. Rohit made some space for himself, but not enough to get a shot on target. Sporting Club de Goa are coming closer now to the first goal of the game, but Vasco will want to say otherwise. Coach Fernandez asking his team to keep the ball better. As we see Myron on the right, he plays it inside the box, but it's cleared away from Kuldeep. Dattaraj looks for Myron, but Stanley is not on the same wavelength. The number 19, Dattaraj Gaonkar, was the one who scored the last time these two teams met in last season's Selva Pro League. Sporting Club de Goa emerging 1-0 victors over Vasco that time round. And the way it's going today, it looks like it could be one goal which could separate both these sides as we're approaching the 70-minute mark, and we haven't had a real proper chance. But now can Kevin Lobo have something to say about it? Kevin with a step over, plays it towards the left wing. That's beautiful from him. Plays it to, and eventually it looks like it is a foul from Justin Cardoz. Effectively almost sitting on top of the defender Marian with a very good challenge, and eventually Justin was on top of the defender. You can see Kevin Lobo on that occasion just catching the player late. It looks like Joel Colasso is down, but ever since he came on as a substitute in the last game and he started this one, we've seen the class of Kevin Lobo. You can see why he's played at such a high level. He's got 3 Indian Super League goals to his name, 5 I-League goals as well, and also a goal in the coveted AFC Cup, which is a huge thing for any footballer. Stanley on the ball now, playing it towards Brandon Gomes. Brandon plays the ball into the box. Can he find anyone? He does find Rohit Torar, but yet again it's too high, it's too far away from goal for the striker to put anything of substance on it. And Kuldeep, as always, challenging for the header. Luis Barreto now kicking it long. He's also a 2010 Indian Super Cup winner with Tempo SC. Been around in Goan and Indian football for a long time. And we can see his experience every time the ball comes towards his penalty area. He's quick to react, and here's a good ball from Francisco Fernandez on towards the left. There's a chance now for Justin Cardoz. He plays it into the box, but Clive Miranda, ever present as always, clears it towards Stanley. Stanley plays it upfield, and Akiraj tries to get something on it, but Kuldeep, no surprises there, wins the header, and Vasco can come upfield. Justin keeps the ball in. Can he run at the defender? He does. He goes past him. He shows some pace, but a very good challenge again by Clive Miranda for Sporting Club de Goa. He got them a goal in the first game, but this game he's really showing his defensive abilities. As Vasco have their 6th corner of the game. It looks like it's a double substitution for Vasco Sports Club. We saw Mickey Fernandez telling his players to warm up, and now they will be coming on. The number 27, Ayush Shetty, is being brought on for Chirag Mardolkar. Chirag, the goal scorer in the last game, but this time round he can't get his name on the score sheet. Another substitution, under 20, Joshua De Silva is coming on, and Reeve Dawson Costa, who had a few half chances, makes way for him. Francisco Fernandez taking the corner for Vasco. The ball has to be touching the line, and he plays it towards the second post. Kuldeep wins the header, and eventually it is nothing more than a goal kick. Looks like Clive Miranda did take a knock to the back of the head. It's a fascinating battle between those two, between Clive and Kuldeep, both of them very good in the air, but Clive doing just enough and making sure that Kuldeep doesn't get a header on target. Clive clears it up the field. He finds Stanley. Stanley with a bit of space. Stanley with a shot, but it was a good attempt, but not enough power on it. So far out. It's going to be tough to beat Luis Barreto. That's Stanley's second shot on target so far in the game after that free kick which he took in the first half. Kuldeep plays the ball away again. Both players going for the ball, both of them missing it, and on this occasion the referee does call for a foul. The one before that seemed to be a 50-50, so I'm sure the referee wasn't really sure which way to call it. And eventually both the players are down at the moment. The referee goes towards the bench. It's all happening here as we approach the 75th minute in this game between Sporting Club de Goa and Fasco Sports Club. Looks like we will have the cooling break since there is a stoppage in play. Clive seems to have got a yellow card, and he's also in the book for Sporting Club de Goa. Been very good in the air and also with his crunching tackles on the ground as Clive Miranda. And we have 15 minutes to go on regulation time. It's anyone's game at the moment. A goal could be coming from either side. Are we in for some drama today at the Tulare Stadium? We already had some drama in match number 6 where Sessa Football Academy got a last minute winner, 96th minute equalizer, I beg your pardon, against Sargaukar FC. As we see what happened between Stanley and Vegas. There's a ball towards the penalty area. It's cleared away. Stanley's come back onto the pitch. He seems all right. Karan Shirotkar takes the throw in, but it's cleared away again by Joel Colasso. And foul throw, says the referee, which is really unacceptable at this level. Can't be making foul throws, especially so high up the field. Could have been a chance for an attacking chance, but Assumption plays it deep. Kuldeep ever ready for a header. This time it was a diving header from him. And Assumption with another throw. Akiraj Martin skips past one, skips past the other. He plays it to Dattaraj. Dattaraj looks for a ball towards the inside, but Myron was too far. It's a good thought from Dattaraj. Good run from Myron, but too close to the goalkeeper and not really troubling Luis Barreto. Akiraj now trying to play the ball away, but Vasco come out with it. There's another challenge, but the chance for Stanley now. Stanley goes past his man. Stanley tries to go past the second, but good tackle there from Vegas. And Kevin Lobo with another very good ball towards the right wing. Vasco now with the chance. Savlon plays it inside looking for Kevin Lobo, but Kevin Lobo catches his man and Girish Nayak has gone down. Be interesting to see if Kevin gets a yellow card. Catching his man late there. And that's what the Sporting players are asking for. They're asking probably why a yellow card wasn't shown. But the referee decides there wasn't time for Kevin Lobo to go into his book. It's not looking good for Kevin Lobo tries to get onto the ball, but eventually it goes out. 3 clean sheets to Vasco Sports Club last year. Looking to keep a clean sheet today as well. On the other hand, Ozen Silva and Sporting Club de Goa kept 7 clean sheets last year. Very impressive to keep 7 clean sheets out of 11 games. And it's all heating up now. The players pushing each other around, and eventually the referee has to come in between. And it's reaching boiling point here at the Dulera Stadium. Tempers flying, tackles flying. And we see Clive Miranda coming towards Francisco Fernandez on that occasion. You have to see what happened with the tackle. Francisco went, it was more of a 50-50 there again. Not really much in it. It was Girish Nayak and Francisco Fernandez who went for the ball, and the experienced campaigners are trying to cool things down, Luis Barreto and Kevin Lobo. But everybody getting involved, the linesman coming into the middle. And eventually things have cooled down. Looks like it's going to be a feisty last few minutes at the Dulera Stadium. And we see the spectators watching, waiting to see how the last few minutes of this game unfolds. They're all smiles so far, but if one of their teams concede, I don't think they'll be too happy. Spectators always flocking to the stadium. And why not when you have games like this one? It's on a knife edge at the moment. It could go either way. But we'll have to wait and watch. We see they find themselves wherever they can get a seat. And that's the passion of football. See some of the Vasco squad watching as well. And eventually Kuldeep Kumar also goes into the referee's book after that altercation. Clive Miranda plays the ball into the box. It's cleared away and there's a chance now for Justin Cardoz. He's using his pace, he's running past. The ball doesn't sit up for him well, but he's used his skill. He's gone past Dattaraj and Justin Cardoz now eventually being brought down. Ball goes to Kevin Lobo. Kevin plays it and he's disappointed with himself. He can't find a teammate towards the right wing and he expects more of himself. Ozin Silva now kicking the ball upfield. He hasn't been tested as much, Ozin Silva, as the Vasco strikers would have liked to do so, but there's still a few minutes to go and anything can happen in this football match. Stanley on the ball. Stanley plays it towards Myron. Myron cuts inside, plays it back towards Akiraj. Akiraj, can he take a shot? He does take a shot and it's a fantastic goal from Akiraj Martins, giving the lead to Sporting Club de Goa. And they're all pouncing all over him, and why not? With a special strike, it's Akiraj Martins once again for the Orange Flames. Superb bit of skill there. A great pass. A great bit of passing from the Orange Flames. Stanley starting it off. Myron cutting back inside, playing it to Akiraj. And he gets his second goal of this Goa Pro League, and what a strike it was. You could see as he received the ball, that first touch, the second touch was good, and the defenders weren't quick enough to react, and it takes some beating. It takes some strike to beat Louis Barreto from there, and it was a special strike for Akiraj Martins. We did need a bit of brilliance to break the deadlock in this game, and Martins has risen to the occasion and given his side a welcome 1-0 lead. What can Vasco Sports Club do now? Can they get themselves back into the game? Ozin Silva tidies up and he will take his time. He'll calm things down. And Sporting Club de Goa showing us why they have won the last two seasons of the Selval Goa Pro League. Very often champion teams don't have the best of games, but eventually they provide the goods, and Akiraj having not much space to take the shot, I must say, but a fantastic shot towards the left corner. And it hasn't been a very bright game for the attackers so far, but Akiraj showing that it just takes 1 second of brilliance to get yourself on the score sheet. Can Vasco now get themselves on the score sheet? There's a ball into the box, but Ozin Silva takes it and he will run down the clock now that his team have a slender 1-goal lead. Ozin plays it upfield. There is a bit more of ball possession towards Sporting Club de Goa. They've got 46%. And Stanley now trying to find Akiraj. Kuldeep clears it. It's to Vegas. And eventually Vasco tried to recycle. They play the long ball. They were running out of time at the moment. It's cleared away from Joel Colasso. Sporting defense have been very solid so far. It'll take some beating, but anything can happen, as we've seen. Kevin Lobo now getting himself some space. He's played the ball towards Francisco. There's a chance for Justin. He's been pushed down and it's a penalty kick, says the referee. Late drama here in the Dulair Stadium, and Justin Cardoz has been brought down. He's asking for the ball. We'll have to see who takes it, as we see the goal once again for Akiraj Martins. A lot of protests from Sporting Club de Goa's defense. They're asking why the penalty kick has been given, but it has been given and it will not be overturned now. It does look like the under there we see the ball from Kevin Lobo playing it deep into the box. Francisco playing it towards Justin Cardoz, and eventually it was Girish who brought him down. Chance now for Justin Cardoz, and he slots it away beautifully to get his team back into the game. And Justin Cardoz with a celebration, and it's 1-1 now at the Dulair Stadium with late dramatics at this game. Mickey Fernandez will be happy that his team have got themselves back into the game. A very cool penalty from Cardoz, sending Ozen Silva the wrong way. And it's 1 goal apiece. Justin has been brought down and he's rolled off the field. He looks to be in some kind of disarray. It was all very different a couple of minutes ago where he scored the goal to bring his side level. He'll want to get back onto the pitch and try and sneak another goal in. Gavin Lobo now plays the ball in and it's cleared away as we see 6 minutes of stoppage time to be played at the end of this, which has become a very exciting last few minutes at the Dulair Stadium in Mapusa. Vegas now on the ball. He shields off Stanley, but Myron puts the ball out. Justin now on the left wing. He tries to get past Myron. He tries to get past Brandon, and Brandon heads it out. And Vasco now looking like they could try and get themselves ahead as they have another corner deep now into stoppage time in this game. 7th corner for the Vasco side. Can they make it count? Gavin Lobo with the ball into the box. It's a good one. It's spilled by Ozen Silva, but now there's a chance for a counter. Stanley has played the ball up. As we see, eventually Ozen, in fact, with a good clearance away. It looked like a fumble, but it was a very good fist away. He had a lot of pressure on him. And Kuldeep plays the ball wide while he tries to find one of his teammates. It's all happening at the Dulair Stadium. This, as I said before, this game could go either way. Clive Miranda plays the ball upfield. Lobo with a good flick, trying to find De Silva, but it's a foul, and Sporting Club de Goa have possession again. Nothing much happened in the first 60-70 minutes of this game, but after that it's been an absolute cracker. Very good goal by Akiraj Martins, and then a cool, composed penalty from Justin Cardoz, who won the penalty for his side. And we see a red card given here. The referee has shown red. Eventually, it looks like he's shown it to the number 27. We're not sure who he's shown it to at the moment, but it looks like it's the number 12, Karan Shirodkar, who has made his way. He's been shown red. Yes, and that was a very bad tackle from Karan Shirodkar, flying in and eventually getting himself a red card. He's got to make his way back into the dressing room. And if you make tackles like that, then you won't see yourself staying on the pitch. There's a chance now for Sporting Club de Goa to try and get themselves ahead of the game now. Clive Miranda plays it up, and eventually there is a slip from Joel Colasso, who was chasing that ball. Vasco have to try and keep possession now. They are one man down, but there's only 1 minute to go. Anything can happen. They can push forward. And as we've seen in this game, we cannot predict what's going to happen next. Barreto plays the ball upfield. It's taken well, but eventually possession has been lost. Brandon plays it towards Dattaraj. Dattaraj plays it towards Girish, who gave away the penalty. He'll be wanting to make up for that. Assumption plays the ball towards the danger area. It's cleared away by Kuldeep and cleared away by the left back as well. Stanley plays it to Clive. Girish now on the ball. Myron plays it. Brandon plays it towards Myron, and eventually the ball has gone back to Myron. Can Sporting Club de Goa get something out of this? Eventually the ball is being seen out, but Stanley keeps it in. And it's cleared away, not too far. Brandon now taking a shot, looking for the spectacular. And it wasn't meant to be on that play. We've crossed the 6-minute mark. And it looks like the spoils will be shared between both these sides, who have put on a great display, especially in the last 15-20 minutes of this game. And with that, the referee closed this game to a close. And after a lot of dramatics in the Dulair Stadium, it finishes Sporting Club de Goa 1 and Vasco Sports Club 1. Here we see confirmation of the scoreline. It's 1 apiece at the end of the 90. Akiraj Martin scoring in the 85th minute for Sporting Club de Goa with a great strike, and Justin Cardoz equalizing for Vasco Sports Club in the 90th minute, courtesy a penalty which he won and then eventually converted. The stats brought to you by Instat. See, not many shots on target, only 3 for Sporting Club de Goa and 1 for Vasco. That one was enough to get them the equalizer. Ball possession was 54 to Sporting Club de Goa and 46 to Vasco, while the red card was shown to the Vasco player, Karan Shirodkar. A couple of shots from Akiraj Martins. Eventually that shot from outside the box, beating Luis Barreto, and getting inside what they thought would have been a winner in the 85 minute, but that wasn't to be. Only 3 shots in the game from Vasco Sports Club. Reef Costa taking 2, but the most important strike for Vasco is the penalty taken by Justin Cardoz. Only 1 shot on target for them the whole game, but that's football. Many fouls. Eventually it was a very physical game. Tempers also boiling over. Girish with 3, Clive with 2, Rohit with 2, and Akiraj, Allen, Dattaraj and Fernandez with 1 apiece. "14 fouls for Vasco Sports Club. Sanville De Costa getting 3, and most notably there, Karan Shirodkar with just the 1 foul in the entire game, but that was enough to get him sent off. It was a rash challenge. His feet were off the ground and his studs were high towards the opponent's shin. Here we see the confirmation, 1 goal apiece, as Sporting Club de Goa and Vasco Sports Club share 1 point each today at the Dulere Stadium. It was a fascinating watch, especially towards the end. And join us tomorrow for some more action. I've been your commentator, Liam Bain. Thank you for watching.